Hey, what's going on, cool kids? Happy summer 2019. Rolling into the studio this morning on the eve of, or the heels of just finishing up pretty good sized dent yesterday, a 4-figure dent on a Audi Q5. Got a pretty good size smash in the left front fender. Body line's been inverted and crushed. We got a really nasty crown up here. And then the lift's been kicked in just for good measure, just to kind of give us a little more of a headache. This right here is a 4-figure repair. Customer wanted to try to retain their paint. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the liner out. We're gonna get some blunt force behind it, maybe some porta power. No tools are gonna touch this dent for probably the next hour or two. And then we'll get some glue going on. We'll put tension. We're actually going to put tension and then do reverse crown knocking. So we'll put tension right underneath the crown, and then we'll actually tap this. And then after that, near the very end, we'll get a tool. We'll start to tool out the body line, probably some flat bars. And then, God willing, we'll have a nice result for the customer. This is part 1, and we should have a part 2, maybe even a part 3 video that'll highlight the results, and then we'll also talk about the equipment we use. So stay tuned for the next video. Everybody thought that it was set for the body shop, and they already had their teeth in it. They were getting ready to go crazy on it, but the customer and I had other plans. We were really hoping to save this sucker. The thing that makes some of these big fender dents a challenge, and where a lot of people get kind of perplexed or kind of crossed up, is the crowns. The crowns of these things, when you really get I'm not talking a 1 inch or a 2 inch, I'm talking like 3-4 inch deep dent, you're usually going to get a huge crown. And me personally, the 2 colors that I really, probably 3, that I really try to stay away from, if I can't really pick, but you know, I guess you can pick your dents, but sometimes they come as they are, right? Silver, charcoal, and then lastly white. The metallics are usually the worst. You get a non-metallic but still white, it's still not great. I'd rather do black or non-metallic, non-pearls, because you can replace the paint and the metal and reposition it, and you don't pay the price of not having it just perfectly back in the original position. It can be flat in the light, but because it's not in the original position, you'll get a flop and a flicker from those pearls, and it makes it look sometimes like you didn't do your job right, when in fact you did. Your light doesn't flicker, it doesn't move. So yesterday was white, but today's video, I just wanted to spend a few moments and talk about 2 things that really help facilitate that repair. And it's something that I've been doing more and more of. The first thing is heat. And it's no secret, a lot of people use heat. I think if there's a secret inside of this video, it's the time that you really want to take soaking, I call it baking, the metal. You can either use a torch, you can use a heat gun, you can use the PDR wands that everybody's been talking about lately. But that is the real big kicker that helped a lot of things happen. Number 1, it helped the metal move. Number 2, it helped the crown go down without kinking or making sharp lows. It allowed the metal basically to flow, kind of like plastic. And if you're going to reform metal and you need to reform a hard, 10 inch, 12 inch, whatever, maybe a 1 inch, really pronounced crown, outward crease, basically, getting heat in it will allow that metal to move. Because what you'll find is, if you hit it with a normal tap down, the metal around it, which is weaker, will sink, and you'll still have that peak remaining, which sucks. I mean, you just really, by the time you're getting the top to come down, you've got yourself a really wide, deep crevice that you got to come back and push back up, as well as your original dent, which it's like I said, a lot of the pros, when they look at a dent like we did yesterday, they look at it and they just shake their head, because they know the crown is just going to be a nasty mess. But so heat. And then the second item that really was a game changer yesterday was leather. Leather on the hammer, which we went direct face hammer to the crown, and then used a little bit of leather on the tap down. In my opinion, it takes away a little bit of shock, but yet it's still firm. So you can really kind of wail on things. You don't have to worry about making sharp lows, which once again will save you time. A lot of guys, their mistake is they'll take a sharper tap down. And when I say sharper, I'm still talking maybe like a blunt pinky style, and it's still often too sharp because the contact point, and you'll make these sharp lows, and then you're left with this riddled mess that you got to go pick out dozens, if not hundreds of sunken lows, which once again is time, and it's wasted energy, and it's you're sacrificing quality of the dent. So from a technique standpoint, it's just not good. So two things: get your heat, don't be in a rush. That dent took us, I think, close to 5 hours yesterday, but it's 4 figures. Like I said, I think retail on was well over $2,000. In 2 weeks, we did it in basically a little more than a half day for the guy. Great customer, and the results were phenomenal. I don't know if the video showed the detail, but it really came out fantastic. So that's it. Leather and heat, guys. Break those 2 suckers out, and you should thank me. I'm thanking myself, because I'll tell you right now, it's I've used heat, but leather's kind of something that I'm starting to use more and more of, and I'm really starting to appreciate. And just to get into leather specifically, it was a sheet of about an eighth inch thick that we wrapped over the hammer face, and then also on the taps. I think there's some people out there that are actually making sleeves for taps, but I haven't come across them yet. And I know that I've heard of metal workers using leather, metalsmith and things like that. So it's got to be out there for hammers already, although I haven't researched it. We just literally made our own yesterday. So that's it, guys. Hope this helps somebody out there in the dent world and helps further the cause.